Page 5 now, preserving the sanctity of the Second Amendment. There is a move in Congress to block a backdoor attempt to attack gun ownership by Team Obama. The White House is trying to reclassify and ban certain types of ammunition. And Republicans in Congress are trying to stop the move through the appropriations process. Lawmakers want to withhold funding for the Justice Department until the administration backs off on its assault on the Second Amendment. Meantime, in Texas, a move in the other direction. Lawmakers are advancing and expanding concealed carry laws. Joining me now and filling in for Page 5 girl Stephanie Marie, Maggie Litt. Maggie, essentially what we're talking about is kind of closing the gun-free loophole zones.
Right. So Texas Governor Greg Abbott is set to review a bill to legalize concealed carry on college campuses throughout Texas. The law was approved by state House members on Sunday, despite resistance from the University of Texas Chancellor William McRaven. Now, McRaven says that although he is a big Second Amendment guy, firearms are not a good idea in high-stress areas like college campuses. However, lawmakers say they have taken the proper precautions and have compromised on provisions demanded by university leaders and outspoken Democrats.
What the new law does is it creates an exception to that rule. It says that if you happen to be a concealed handgun licensee and you're at a public university or a private university where they haven't opted out, then it's no longer a crime. This new law will not be a return to the Wild West. And the reason why is that there are several important exceptions to the law. The first one is that it only applies to concealed handgun licensees, which means that under Texas law, that usually only applies to people who are 21 years of age or older. There's an exception for military veterans. The second exception is that public universities can designate gun-free zones in places like sporting events, so the guns will not be available all over campus. And the third exception to the rule is that private universities can opt out of the law entirely.
If the Republican governor signs the campus carry bill into law, it will take effect in August 2016 at universities, in August 2017 at community colleges.
Well, it's kind of alarming to hear, frankly, that there will still be gun-free zones on college campuses, because it kind of defeats the entire purpose of all this. And let's face it, these college campuses are sitting ducks. They're at risk.
Right. College campuses are a very easy target for mass shootings. In fact, there are highly congested areas with a ton of unarmed students. However, gun rights advocates say that if an armed maniac knows that there are dozens of armed students ready to fight back, they're less likely to attack college campuses.
Okay, so right now, Texas statewide allows folks to have concealed carry, from what I understand, but there's moving toward open carry, also known as constitutional carry, correct?
Yeah, so the Texas House and Senate recently approved the open carry of holstered handguns. And meantime, the Republican governor, Greg Abbott, is set to approve and sign the bill into law that will take effect in January.
And we should note that the states that have concealed carry, like Texas, the rate of violent crime tends to drop because the bad guys know that you could be packing. What else do you have on Page 5?
Well, President Obama spoke at the G7 summit, a two-day event where heads of state and government gathered to discuss today's pressing issues. President Obama hit on topics like climate change, healthcare, and Ukraine and Russia. However, here's what most people didn't see: the president snubbing the prime minister of Iraq.
Christine knows Chicago well because she was one of the top fighters. She was much to speak up, all right.
The president's snub certainly was hard to watch and has gotten attention all over social media. The White House claims the two leaders later had a meaningful conversation. However, many observers worry his actions will have long-term negative effects for the relationship between the two countries down the road.
I think he's done enough damage as it is. He can't do any more. But I'll never forget the funeral for Nelson Mandela, and Obama pulling out the cell phone and doing the selfie there. I thought that was so inappropriate, you know, not only for just a regular citizen of the United States, representing the United States, but for the President of the United States. So, you know, he kind of has this history, does he not?
He does, and he also had another incident at an international summit in China where he was caught smacking his gum. Chinese attendees actually commented on the president's actions, saying that they came off disrespectful and careless.
And don't forget his snubs of the leader of NATO just recently, the last couple of weeks, and of course the now infamous one of a couple of months ago of the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Maggie, thank you.